Shalom, shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Brahak, Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, blessings to the elect, pushing the word across the four corners of earth, risking your life to do so. And so quickly, man, can destruction come. That's definitely the times that we're in. You know, we were at war with Iran, and it was over. Then we're back at war, and it was over. Now we're still back at it again. They're talking about we might be running out of low on munitions. Oil is or gas is up, right? Oil, gas, diesel, and they're talking about basically the whole that whole area in Western Asia, aka the Middle East, is basically against Western powers, right? Which with understandably so. All right, just that soon, because that's one of the major prophecies we're looking for. World War III. World War III and the MOTB, which both are very close, and the setup is right there for both of them. All right, it was on Tuesday. I do this lesson because it was Tuesday, and it was raining out, and I got up early. I got up at like 7 a.m. You know, I was kind of chilling a little bit. Then before I knew it, I see a message on my phone. Get inside, 100-mile-per-hour winds. You know, they sent a text alert. All of the tornado sirens were going off. They were so quick, you know, because it was raining. It was coming down a little hard, but this was like, it was so fast. Like you could have been another day. You out driving, moving around. You know, I didn't have any. The Lord blessed. I didn't have any clients I was seeing at that particular time. But 100-mile-per-hour winds, and it lasted for about an hour, and then 500,000 people lost power just that quickly. Right, and that's what plagues do to a nation, because this, you know, everything's not gonna fall all at once. You know, just right, the whole thing collapse, but it's a continual collapse, right? Because they got a beast, they got an empire, but it's continual hits. Right, over the last couple of years, they keep talking about that. They're seeing natural disasters ramp up. They're seeing, you know, certain things out of Earth they never saw before. Certain animals are attacking, you know, namely Edomites. Right, we're preparing for those times, man. The scriptures talk about that. The beasts in the field should be in league with you. All right, the stones, you know, the whole earth is going to be against this devil because he did not receive the blessing. The earth is going to be in league with the sons of God. All right, the Israelites, aka the chosen. All right, we got to continue to watch and continue as well as pray. All right, and fast too. It's like a demon out here of slothfulness, of low energy. I heard another brother say it, and I've been fighting that same demon too, of just sludge. You know, these Edomites, these high-level Edomites, they definitely summon demons. They're definitely doing stuff for us all to be feeling kind of the same thing. Right? And the demons influence what they do with our water, what they're putting in the air. You know, the demons influence all of their moves. Right? But the demons are telling them, hey, you about to run out of time. Right? Revelation 22:7 says, behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. So you have to constantly review these prophecies for what the elect is going to be doing, you know, to make sure that you're making your calling and election sure. Right, to make sure that you're on point with that. Because you can go to the line, you can stand around and do all this other shit. You could jump in the camps. You have the nicest garment, all of that stuff. But when this shit hits, you might have to be by yourself. You might, the scriptures talk about some are gonna go into prison. You might have to go into prison. You might be faced with a situation where, hey, the scriptures has to be applied in a rough situation. These people are gonna lose their shit when all this shit hits the fan. And this is just the start. Some people have a long line of of judgments to play out on this side. All right, Hosea 13:4 says, "Yet I am the Lord thy power from the land of Egypt, and thou shalt know no power but me, for there is no Savior beside me. I did know thee in the wilderness, in the land of great drought." According to that, that's another aspect too, because they're attacking the food supply chain. It says, according to their pasture, so were they filled, and their heart was exalted, therefore have they forgotten me. All right, that's Israel, man. That flock. A flock that's not paying attention. They just grazing, getting fat. Except over here in America, y'all not even getting fat like that no more. It's not, the getting ain't good no more. It said, therefore I will be unto them as a lion. As a leopard by the way will I observe them. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps, and will rend the call of their heart. And there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. All right, and the Lord did that before, and he's going to do that again. Because Israel, all of this shit going on, right? You just had an eclipse over Spain. Another sign. Israel doesn't even consider what's going on. And it's not as if they haven't heard the word. They all heard it. They just don't consider. All right, it says, I will be thy king. So like verse 9, O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. I will be thy king. Where is any other that may save thee in all thy cities? And thy judges of whom thou saidest, give me a king and princes. I gave thee a king in my anger and took him away in my wrath. Now here he's talking to Ephraim, but this can be applied to all of Israel. He said that the iniquity of Ephraim is bound up, his sin is hid. See, this is the return of the king. You Israelites made all these people your king, and the Lord is coming to remove them. And we've had nothing but unrighteous since we got here, man. We've had nothing but wicked kings of these, which that's not our king anyway, but that's the king of these other nations that have us in captivity. Right? It's a certain fear that the king should bring. See, here in Babylon, one thing I noticed, the king sets certain policies, they put certain things in effect, but they really don't care about you Israelites. They already told you that we're not going to do anything specifically for black people. And they might do certain things for Latinos, but only to set you up to be perpetual slaves forever. Right? To use you for a vote. Use them to funnel money through. So, Esau, they got your number. All right, but ultimately, the Lord has all of your numbers. Proverbs 24 and 21. Matter of fact, verse 20 says, for there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king. And meddle, right. And that's the point. Fear thou the Lord and the king. Because it's only one king of our nation. See, the scriptures tell you that Yahweh Shai is going to be king over all Israel. Under him is King David. All right, then the 12, then the rest of the nation. It's going to be a nation of kings and priests. And that's only with our nation. That's not with any other nation. They don't see, when you're with the king, just like now, you have people who get in Trump's face, and then they want to influence policy, and then we want to make this decision over there. This is why you have no representation. There's nobody from our circle that's in their top circle. You don't influence anything. The only thing that happens is, like the scriptures say, if they do it good, they do it unwillingly. They make you a prisoner of hope. Right? That's hope change. And then play your ass to the left as soon as it's convenient. All right, Kamala's back. But it said, yeah, fear thou the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. For their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both? Just like that storm earlier, it was a quick calamity. That shit, it came it was so fast. You know, we had people's cars get flipped over. People that just kind of got their power back in certain areas. Yeah, certain brothers, power go out. But they're all the ones I heard about, they're all straight. But just that quick, shit goes out again. What it said, the wrath of the king is as messengers of death. So you guys are going to learn to respect the king. That's why you have to constantly go through this book and read and consider his words. All right? And the men that he set up, his servants too. Because you can read all of these words and not understand the spirit. So a lot of people I read the Bible before in the world, but did I have the spirit? No, I did not. All right, take heed to the men of the Lord. This is Psalm 64 and 5. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right, they search out iniquity. So these Edomites have done deep studies. They have all these scientists and all this shit set up. You think the Lord don't know that? The Lord don't have something beyond what they have? See, us, we only see certain things. We don't see all of we get an idea, we get glimpses of it. But they got a bunch of shit. And none of that shit is going to matter. It says verse 7, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. And that's how these winds of destruction are going to come. And see, destruction was only prolonged. He said, I had an angel, angels holding back the four winds of destruction. To the elect be sealed. That's the only reason that destruction didn't come. The World War III didn't come. Was for the elect's sake. All right, we only have a few things left, man. We don't have a lot of time. Esau is out of time. He's over with. I think they said Biden got they can't charge Biden anything because he has terminal cancer. He got prostate cancer. He got a bunch of cancers in him. And then Trump, once his term is over, if we even make it that far, they're gonna definitely try to send him back to jail. All right, the kings of Esau are failing. We know about Nero. We know what Nero would do. It says, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, which was seeing that too. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Lord, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. See, that name is going to be exalted again. These other nations, they're going to learn how to exalt their name. That fear has to be reestablished. You know, like you had that guy who, he was a nerd, you know, everybody beating up on him. And he got older, he got trained, he got bigger. And now we're going to have to do some straightening now. That's what's about to happen on the earth, some straightening. It says, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. All right? And that's who the saints are, man, the upright ones. Jeshurun. And this is definitely the time for faith. Because we don't know what the fuck is going to happen next. You don't know what plagues are going to hit. I thought about that. I said, damn, man. That plague hit so fast. That could have really took it, man. Really could have fucked my whole house up. All right, the Lord have mercy. And that was just one little thing. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. You know, stay on your toes, man. Whatever you got to do to beat these demons, get them out of there fast. Scripture say, in fact, we'll end it with that. Revelation 3:11, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. All right? Keep that crown on your head, which ultimately the elect is going to do anyway. But keep it, man. Keep your wits about you. About to see things get real weird, real ugly. Shalom to the elect. Continue to endure.